Jimmy Fallon welcomes Michael Cera. NBC Tonight.
We never know what we're stepping into.
We have multiple victims. He's not breathing. Ready for water.
We have minutes to save his life.
So Simon, your top 15 most memorable auditions.
I couldn't lose one of the acts. We've changed it to top 16.
Security would like to remind you to set your alarm and check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response. Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Lithia Subaru of Fresno proudly supports tonight's first segment of local news that matters. Lithia Subaru of Fresno. Subaru. Confidence in motion. KC24 News begins with your forecast first from your local weather authority.
I'm Chief Meteorologist A.J. Fox, and looking ahead to the weekend, we've got more extreme heat coming our way. We already have a heat advisory that's been issued by the National Weather Service for Friday, and it's an excessive heat warning. That's in effect for Saturday. Then Sunday, it goes back to a heat advisory. We're still plenty warm out there right now. 87 degrees in Fresno, 75 in Madera, 86 in Hanford. Visalia is at 83 degrees. Live radar shows our skies to be very clear, and we're expecting it to remain so for the next several days. Valley Cam and Summit at Palm and Herndon also showing those clear skies. Triple digits, in fact, extreme heat right on through the weekend, and finally a little relief next week. I'll have your complete forecast coming up. KC24 News at 11 starts right now.
Local news that matters. This is KC24 News at 11.
Your Powerball number tonight, good luck everyone, is 24, and your power play
24, well represented in tonight's billion-dollar Powerball drawing. And believe it or not, just one, yes, one person is now an instant billionaire. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alexander Balaki, and this is where we begin tonight. Powerball fever. It had everyone in its grip for months as the jackpot rolled over again and again, and finally tonight, as it reached a staggering $1 billion, just one person, yes, one person won that jaw-dropping amount here in California. Yes, that single winner lives in Los Angeles. The winning ticket purchased at a mini mart in downtown LA. Again, those winning numbers 7, 10, 11, 13, 24 with that Powerball 24. 7 other Californians matched 5 numbers, netting them just over $400,000 apiece.
With $2, I could change my life. I could help my family out for sure, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this.
Everybody bought a ticket. I bought a ticket. Yep, I did. If the winner decides to take the cash payout, that lump sum would be $558 million. And tonight's jackpot, the 3rd largest in Powerball history. It now resets to a measly $20 million. But don't worry, folks. Mega Millions rapidly growing again. That jackpot up to $720 million, with that next drawing being held on Friday. Well, today, a Fresno County courtroom spilling over with raw emotion after the man convicted of the gruesome murder of his girlfriend near Raisin City is not given a life sentence. Our Ben Morris with more on the tears and anger displayed in the courtroom.
You've devastated our family, man. I've got your son, and I'm gonna raise him. I'm gonna raise him like he's my own. And I'm gonna let him know someday what you did to his mother.
A heartbreaking sentencing hearing at the Fresno County Superior Court Wednesday afternoon with back and forth between emotional family members and Cameron Wright.
She was so in love with you, and in return you stole her life from her. You stole her from her family, and you stole her from her beautiful children.
The one thing I told you not to do, Cameron, I had your back, bro. Who else had your back, Cameron? I don't forgive you.
Wright sentenced to 55 to life for Sharp's murder with enhancements for use of a knife. Back in January, the Fresno County Sheriff's Office arrested him near the 8300 block of South Hayes Avenue near Raisin City, saying Wright killed Sharp by stabbing her multiple times before dismembering her and hiding her remains in a nearby orchard. The judge revealing Sharp cried out, "I love you," during the vicious murder. Samantha's mother, Michelle, tells us he should have gotten life in prison.
And my daughter didn't have a chance. He killed her begging him to quit, you know, and I don't think it's fair.
Ben Morris, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Also tonight, the search for a killer after the human remains of a father of 5 discovered 25 years ago in a water well identified. Juanita Adame with more on this unexpected break in this cold case.
The remains were found back in 2000 and belonged to a man named Salvador Mesa. At the time of his disappearance, he was just 34 years old, and now investigators are trying to figure out who wanted him dead and why. This is what Salvador Mesa looked like back in August of 1998, just before he went missing.
He lived in Huron, and that's where he was. It wasn't anything out of the norm for the family to say that he just took off.
2 years after this 1998 photo was taken, his remains were found in May of 2000 in a Coalinga water well.
There were some workers on the property, and they were working with this water well. There they found the bones.
But it would be another 20 years before detectives could confirm that the remains found in the water belonged to Mesa. That was because a missing persons report was never filed.
Because we did not have a missing persons report, there was no name on file. We like to cross-reference all of our DNA profiles with missing people. There was no match to that at the time.
But just last month, and more than 20 years after Mesa was seen alive, someone finally came forward with information.
So it wasn't until we actually got a name this year that we were able to cross-reference that profile with that name based upon coming across DNA from family members. So that's what really tied everything together.
Now detectives will work on getting some answers to help his family get some closure.
Who knows? The person who's responsible, we don't even know if they're around anymore. But we would like to at least get that information, drop us some names, any specifics, and our detectives will look into it.
Salvador Mesa would have been 59 years old if he were alive today. Detectives are asking anyone who lived in the Huron area at that time and knew him or his family to please come forward. They said someone out there has to know something. Reporting in the studio, Juanita Adame, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Also new tonight, a man walking down a street with his friends in southwest Fresno is gunned down. This happened just before 3 in the afternoon on Modoc and Strother. A man in his 20s shot in the upper body. Police say he was walking down the Strother with his friends when a blue truck drove by and then started to shoot.
This time, no residents struck, no vehicles struck, at least as of now, while we're early on in this investigation. Obviously, it's important for the community to stay vigilant because we want to prevent things like this from happening, and we want our community members to be safe here in Fresno.
And the man was taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay. The shooter remains at large tonight. If you have any information on this, please call police. A man on the run in the South Valley is caught hiding in a home. Porterville police went to a home on West Morton Avenue to try and contact 47-year-old Anthony Mayberry for an outstanding warrant. Officers were then greeted at the door by 49-year-old Rafael Munoz, who attempted to hide Mayberry. Once officers made their way inside, they found Mayberry along with meth and cocaine. Both men were booked into the South County Detention Facility on several charges. It's the strike that has shut down most of Hollywood, and it's now 6 days old, and there's still no end in sight. Actors, again, joining the screenwriters on the Hollywood picket line. Part of the dispute is over the way streaming services have upset Hollywood business model. Some programs have just 6 to 10 episodes, and actors say they can't make enough money. SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher says the studios are resisting their invitations to negotiate.
I wish we would be talking to the other side. We said we would start talking to them immediately, but they're punishing us. They don't want to talk to us. So, oh, well, you know, they complain that it's going to shut down the business, but they don't come to the table.
And the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which negotiate on behalf of the studio, say actors were offered more than $1 billion in higher pay and benefits, but Drescher says if the deal was so great, they would not have gone on strike. The normally star-studded San Diego Comic-Con a little less luster this year as several major studios downsizing their presence amid the ongoing strike. That didn't stop crowds from lining up for Thursday's preview night. Disney, HBO, and Netflix have all cut back on their presence in the exhibit halls. However, organizers say even if the event is lacking its usual A-list attendees and blockbuster projects, there still will be plenty of comics, cosplay, and a jam-packed program schedule. Traces of West Nile now being detected here in Fresno County. The Department of Public Health asking the community to take the proper precautions, like making sure to stay inside during peak hours, which are in the early morning and evening. If you must go outside, they say you should apply insect repellent or cover up. They also say it to drain standing water, as it can be a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Also today, the community coming together for a fan drive. Ace Hardware on Champlain recently partnering with the Salvation Army to come up with some money for new box fans, with Ace putting on a fan drive that made it possible for customers that were able to drive through, make a donation, and round up their purchase amount at the cash register. All that money went to new fans. The Salvation Army will be giving them out to folks having a tough time, especially those with high utility bills. Still to come here at 11, housing problems continue in the Golden State.
Housing is one of the biggest crises that we face today in California.
How a new bill could help build more homes and do it faster.
Your weather headlines for tonight. You may have forgotten, but we had earlier today a telethon, the From Our House to Yours telethon, supporting Ronald McDonald House Charities, and you can still donate. Just text Ronald to 56512. Now back to weather headlines. A heat advisory will take effect Friday. Excessive heat warning for Saturday. Heat advisory again for Sunday. And your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. That is going to be in the medium range through Sunday. Grass, quinopods, and juniper, the predominant pollens. And I'll have your complete forecast as KC 24 News continues.
Rain or shine, cold or hot, KC 24 is your local weather authority. The weather team you can trust. Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox on KC 24 News at 5, 6, and 11. And forecaster Ruben Contreras on KC Sunrise and Midday. Track the weather with accurate updates from the time you wake up to the end of the day. KC 24, your local weather authority.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus up to 32 miles per gallon. A 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, advanced technology, and an extra-large touchscreen. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Get to Subaru of Fresno, where every new Subaru comes with complimentary maintenance included.
Tonight, Jimmy has Michael Cera and Emmy-nominated host of NBC's Password, Keke Palmer, facing off.
Tube. Snorkel?
Stand up from Simon Taylor and We Tweet.
Hey, let's be real. What the hell is a scallop?
Tonight.
There's nothing we haven't seen, from a broken spring to a garage door on a car. Precision never hires subcontractors. We're always same-day service from our own highly trained technicians.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Join a community of students and faculty who believe in equity, inclusivity, and social justice. Choose progress over procrastination, achievement over apathy, and start to succeed on purpose.
KC 24 News is brought to you by Accelerated Urgent Care. Now, AMS Certified Chief Meteorologist AJ Fox with your local weather authority forecast.
Well, this weekend, it's going to get hot again. Maybe not quite as bad as what we had this past weekend, but the National Weather Service issued a heat advisory. That's for Friday. They issued an excessive heat warning, and that's for Saturday. And then on Sunday, it goes back to a heat advisory again. A little less severe language than the excessive heat warning. 104 was our high temperature today after a morning low of 75. Both numbers are above average and a good distance away from the record set back in 2009 of 112. We're still at 87 in Fresno, 75 in Madera, 83 in Visalia, Merced 77, 82 in Lemoore. Compare that to 24 hours ago. Most of the valley slightly cooler, 1 degree warmer in Porterville, but the dew points, they were in the mid-60s in Hanford and Visalia. It's dropped down to 61 in Visalia, 60 in Porterville. That's right on the edge of being uncomfortable. We also got a 60 in Madera, but 55 in Fresno. That's not too bad. Looking at our live radar, the skies are very clear outside, and they're going to remain so. Valley Cam, powered by Eagle Mountain Casino. This is in Tulare at the outlets there. You can see with the flags, a slight breeze that is blowing, but otherwise clear skies across the board. We had a little bit of activity over the mountains, and if you see it, all of that pulled off to the east, away from the valley. The smoke that is burning, there's some smoke that's being produced by a fire in Yosemite National Park right now, but all of that, again, pulling off to the east, not going into the valley at all. Futurecast has our skies staying pretty clear for the next 24 hours. A little activity may be coming in from the south, and again, our humidity may rise with a little increase in cloudiness coming our way too, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out in the next several days. But it'll be clear tomorrow. Still very warm tonight. An overnight low of 66 in Pixley and Delano, 68 for Hanford, Selma 67, 64 in 5 points, Madera 63, Chowchilla, Firebaugh 62, 61 in Dos Palos, same in Los Banos, Merced 63 degrees with a high tomorrow of 103, 105 in Los Banos, 104 in Dos Palos, Madera 104, 100 in Auberry, 107 in 5 points in Coalinga, Lemoore 106, 104 in Visalia and Tulare, Porterville 105, Delano 103. Air quality, unhealthy for sensitive groups. That hasn't changed all week, and that's not likely to for the next several days. Your solar forecast brought to you by Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. Higher numbers for Thursday and Friday. It starts to drop down on Saturday. And your tonight temperature, 74. Just a degree drop, so just slightly cooler. Clear skies. Northwest wind up to 15 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, extreme heat again. We're going to hit 105. And over the next 7 days, those four, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, are going to be extreme, 105 or greater. Friday, 106. The hottest day will be Saturday at 107. Still get a heat advisory on Sunday with a high expected of 105 and then dropping to 102. And after that, well, new models I had to take away the 99 and replace it with a 100-degree temperature. So then we're back to 101, but this is still better than the 107, right? Your regional forecasts are available on our website at yourcentralvalley.com, so please go check it out there. And so it's all a matter of perspective sometimes.
I guess.
Right? And
here before the 11 tonight, I actually teased that we may break the triple digits, but now you're saying we won't.
No, I was hoping. Yeah. But that 100, it's close. I mean, you know.
All right, it's teetering.
Right.
All right. Hey, rest your voice for just a second. You were really busy all day long as we brought you here at our station and over at the Hyatt today, our annual telethon. From Our House to Yours, the Ronald McDonald House Charity, Central Valley, providing a home away from home for the families of children being treated at Valley Children's.
Well, lots of folks donated today. Some were in the drawing for the Les Mis tickets and a Disney bundle, including a basket and 4 tickets to Disneyland. Robert Albertson won the Disney package. Mark and Christy Vogt won the Les Mis tickets. They will be contacted by the Ronald McDonald House to arrange a pickup of those prizes. Congratulations. And the way they got in the drawing was they donated $200. So yeah,
a lot of donations came in. Now,
yes,
we're not going to give the spoiler alert away, but we do have the grand total. But you have to wait till the end of the show for that. But coming up next in sports, the countdown to the college football season is now on. Angelique Martinez joins us now. Hey, Ange.
Yeah, Alex, on day 1 of the Mountain West Media Days in the books, we've got a report from Andrew Martin on the Bulldogs from Las Vegas. More on that coming up next in Sports Central.
I just got put on scholarship right now. My dad doesn't have to pay for school and stuff anymore.
We create championship experiences for student athletes through community donations. Contributions to the Bulldog Foundation help students succeed. Get involved. Donate today.
Tomorrow morning on News Nation, wake up to Adrian and Markey. Could your morning coffee save your life? A neurologist reveals which cognitive disease a cup of Joe could help prevent. Only on Morning in America, starting at 6 Eastern on News Nation. News Nation has a trust rating higher than CNN, Fox, and MSNBC. You can only be the most trusted name in news with the most trusted names in news. Another reason why News Nation is news for all America.
Hey, stop. Found it. Can I get a ruling?
Don't beg.
It's unbecoming. Is that good? I can't tell.
There's no such thing as out of bounds. Find adventure at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
You're watching Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. Let's go! Hit the road and seize the summer. Explore what's possible in a powerful Toyota truck. Gear up now. Your next adventure awaits. Get low 3.99% APR on the rugged and dependable Tacoma. Or lease a Tacoma TRD Sport 4x4 for as low as $399 a month.
Grab the keys, let's go.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
As it relates to San Diego State, I'm proud to report that earlier this week, we came to a resolution, and San Diego State will continue to be a member in good standing to the 23-24 season. San Diego State is a positive to the Mountain West. We are better with San Diego State in the league.
The college football season is almost here. Wednesday kicked off Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas. Sports Central's Andrew Martin is there with a report on the Bulldogs.
It's day one of Mountain West Media Days here in Las Vegas. At this time last year, Fresno State was picked to win the West Division, and quarterback Jake Haener was named the preseason Offensive Player of the Year. Haener, of course, is no longer in the conference. He's now in the NFL, and the conference no longer has divisions. In 2023, Boise State was picked to win the Mountain West. Air Force second, Fresno State third.
Last season doesn't indicate this season, but we have a lot of momentum going into this year, a lot of confidence.
For what it's worth, Fresno State did receive 5 first-place votes. And the Bulldogs did have 2 players named preseason all-conference on Wednesday, offensive lineman Mose Vavao and defensive lineman Devo Bridges.
I mean, yeah, I feel like there's a lack of respect there, knowing that, you know, we just won the championship last year. Yeah, we lost some guys, so I understand where it's coming from.
We had a lot of power guys, a lot of leaders, a lot of returners. I mean, a lot of well-known guys leave our team last year with Jake, Jalen, David, Evan. So I wouldn't say it's a lack of respect, but it's a motivational thing.
There's no question Fresno State is motivated to win the Mountain West Championship in 2023. In 2022, as we know, Fresno State made history, the first ever team in the FBS to start 1-4 and finish with 10 wins. At Mountain West Media Days in Las Vegas, I'm Andrew Martin for Sports Central.
Thanks, Andrew. Fresno native and former Clovis West standout DJ Schramm representing the defensive side of the ball for Boise State at Mountain West Media Days. He also landed on the preseason all-conference defensive team. Here's what the Valley native had to say about the Broncos being selected to win it all.
We appreciate the nod, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really mean a whole lot because we haven't played any games yet. We have to go out there and prove it every single day, every single game with how we work, how we prepare, and how we play. Whether the target's on our back or not, we're going to go out there and treat it the same.
NFL training camps starting up this week, and former Bulldog Nico Remigio already making headlines in Kansas City as an undrafted free agent. The Chief shared this video to social media of MVP Patrick Mahomes connecting with the ex-Fresno State wide receiver. Remigio spent 1 season with the Bulldogs and made an immediate impact. Now he'll spend the next few weeks trying to make the Chiefs roster. And that's going to do it for sports. Ksee 24 News continues after this.
The event, 5 decades in the making. John Fogerty celebrates his songs of Creedence Clearwater Revival. The Celebration Tour. Friday, July 21st, Table Mountain Casino Resort. His biggest hits from CCR. special guest Hardy Har, featuring Shane and Tyler Fogarty. Tickets on sale now at tmcasino.com. Must be 18 years of age or above to purchase and or attend event.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving. Yeah, it rocks. Or take 0.9% APR plus over 1,200 trade assistance and no monthly payments for 90 days on Sierra 5.3-liter V8 light-duty models.
No matter what's happening outside with the Lennox Ultimate Comfort System, it's always perfect inside. Not just perfect air, perfectly tuned to your home air. And operates whisper quiet.
The Lennox Ultimate Comfort System. Perfect air, fully realized. Don't you wish everything was perfect? Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Donald P. Dick Air Conditioning today.
Today's health crisis has made keeping your company compliant more challenging than ever. HR Mobile Services is here to guide you through these difficult times. We assist with human resources, infectious disease response, safety compliance, policies and procedures, and more. Let HR Mobile Services help you create a safe and compliant workplace so your employees can focus on their work and you can focus on your business. Big or small businesses from all industries, call HR Mobile Services. Here for you 24/7.
A car accident can shatter your world, but at Jacoby & Myers, we want to help you get back to where you were before. Taking on insurance companies, hospital bills, medical care, whatever you need to get back to the life you love. Jacoby & Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Tired, achy, swollen legs? Varicose veins can be more than skin deep. Regular exercise and compression stockings can help you enjoy a full and active life.
For more expert advice, go to YourCentralValley.com/pros who know.
This is KC24 News at 11.
Solving the housing crisis in California is front and center in Sacramento. A new bill gaining traction to build more and build faster. Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace with more on the new proposal.
Housing is one of the biggest crises that we face.
That is precisely why Assemblymember David Alvarez says he has authored a bill to fast-track affordable housing construction across the state.
What this bill does, it tries to address some of the barriers that exist for those who want to build affordable housing.
Specifically, should it become law, AB 1449 would exempt several 100% affordable housing projects from the California Environmental Quality Act, also known as CEQA. It generally requires state and local governments to inform the public about the potential environmental impacts of proposed projects, all with the goal to reduce those environmental impacts to the greatest extent possible. But Alvarez points out CEQA has led to lawsuits and a lengthy permitting process, delaying key projects often by several months or even years.
Those who actually build affordable housing, we still make it quite difficult in California to build. We have hurdles that they have to overcome. And the attempt of this bill is to try to make those hurdles easier to overcome, to get more affordable housing out there more quickly than it is today.
To qualify for the CEQA exemption, projects must first guarantee at least 2/3 of the square footage would be for residential use, that all units would go toward low-income families, and that every construction worker will get paid a prevailing wage.
We need to produce millions of homes for the next several decades, and we know that we are behind already. In areas where we know that we can build more housing and that communities want to see housing built, and you're going to make it affordable, we're going to make it easier for you to do that.
Reporting from the state capitol, Eitan Wallace, KC24, local news that matters.
Still to come here, supporting Valley families in their time of need. We have the grand total today of our telethon with the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Coming up.
Some days your body is a temple, and some days the temple wants sugar. You might relieve stress naturally on Monday and plan for it on Tuesday. Because being human isn't always so fries or salad. Sometimes it's both. So relax with essential oils or a glass of Cab. Fall asleep with melatonin and wake up to caffeine. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, there's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. Come into Rite Aid today for your shingles vaccine. Schedule ahead or just walk in.
Tune into the 3rd annual From Our House to Yours telethon benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the Central Valley on July 19th right here on Ksee 24. Your donations will make a difference in the lives of families who have a child receiving life-saving treatment at a nearby hospital.
I'm very grateful to have somewhere to stay at the end of the day.
Throughout the day, we will share family stories of impact about how important it is to support families during their greatest time of need. Text Ronald to 56512 to give a gift to families at the Ronald McDonald House today.
Ooh, there's only 2 chairs left. You better hurry.
The power to get there in no time? That's what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine. Not today, brother.
Go, 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 go. You got this. Mom? You snooze, you lose.
C'est la vie, as I always say. Dad, you've never said that before. Never. The BMW Electric Summer on Sales event is on now. Lease the 2023 BMW i4 eDrive 35 for $499 per month, now through July 31st.
Come to Quality Furniture for a hot summer sale going on right now. We have this beautiful bedroom set available in queen or king with the matching dresser, mirror, and nightstand. You can get this bed for $39 a month, and you get a free mattress with it. We have this beautiful sofa love seat, comes in a nice package. When you get this set, it's only $39 a month, and you get a free 50-inch smart TV with it. We have great programs to help you establish your credit. We have 5 years with no interest and no money down with good credit, bad credit, or no credit. We'll get you approved in our 2 locations in Fresno and Visalia.
There's nothing quite like it. That feeling when you get the keys to your new home. But what got you to this point? 184 steps to be exact. And your local realtor managed every single one. The Fresno Association of Realtors are more than just agents. They are client advocates, neighborhood experts, skilled negotiators, paperwork masters, and industry connectors. So go ahead, rest easy, and settle in. You had a local realtor in your corner every step of the way.
Some say a rising tide lifts all boats. The truth is, the tide has left many people behind. And while most simply comment and move on, some act alongside others who believe in equity, inclusivity, and social justice. They transform good intentions into even better outcomes. Let's challenge the culture of complacency and start to succeed on purpose.
This organization does a lot for families throughout the Central Valley and really helps kids get into a better place and really provides a lot for families that can't afford all the things that they need to make sure their family continues to stay healthy.
And so we're ready to give you that grand total today. Ksee 24 holding the 3rd annual for us From Our House to Yours telethon benefiting Ronald McDonald House Charities Central Valley. So AJ Fox was there for most of the afternoon. We also were there early at 6 a.m. So we did an all-day telethon to help out families. Of course, these kids that are being treated at Valley Children's Hospital and the parents who live away out of town. We help them get closer to their child as much as possible in their time of need. And AJ, I know $100,000 was the goal, so?
It was just shy of $96,000, and so we missed the goal a little bit, but it was okay. And so, yeah, thank you to Taryn for hosting earlier. Emily hosted during CVT, keeping the telethon going. Yep. And so 96,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. So good job, everybody.
You can still donate. Head to our website, yourcentralvalley.com to do so. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thursdays at 6 on Ksee 24. Join me as I take you on a tour of the people and places that made history right here in our backyard. This week, a place named for a prominent businessman. On the Map.
Brought to you by the Fresno County Historical Society.
We're busy. I get it. So Stanton Optical works with your schedule. Buy online, pick up in store same day, and get a free fitting. I mean, look at my to-do list. Skip the wait. Get your kids' glasses made the same day, only at Stanton Optical.
Here's an important message from Innovative Medical Center. If you're sitting at home in pain, let's see if we can help you like we've helped so many other people with regenerative medicine.
I would recommend it to anyone. I was seeing results inside the first week.
You don't have to feel so badly. And I'm able to do more than I thought I could, and I know I'm going to feel better for years and years to come.
Regenerative medicine helps you get your quality of life back to do the things that you've always wanted to do. It's time to start living again pain-free. Call Innovative Medical Center today.
Dad, that was great, but on this next take, I'm gonna need more speed.
More speed.
More speed.
More speed.
Miles, we good on sound?
The best performance is high performance. Get offers on select vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Take your game to the rugged terrain. It's the $600,000 off-road adventure giveaway at Chuck Chansey Gold. We're giving away 9 ATVs, 9 UTVs, over $237,000 in cash. And on Monday, September 4th, one lucky player will drive off in a new Chevy Silverado. Swipe daily for prizes. And on Saturdays, $1,000 kiosk cash. The $600,000 off-road adventure giveaway. Only at Chuck Chansey Gold Resort and Casino. 24-karat fun.
Join the CHP family as a commercial vehicle inspection specialist and help protect our community's roadways today and in the future. Ready to apply? Scan the code or visit jointhechp1000.com.
At Stanton Optical, you get great value on eye care, including contacts. Right now, get a 1-year supply of AccuView Oasis and an eye exam for only $189. Scan now to book your eye exam. Yay, technology.
From Studio 6B in Rockefeller Center in the heart of New York City, it's The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. Hey, 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 hey. Tonight join Jimmy and his guests, Michael Cera, Keke Palmer, comedian Simon Taylor, and featuring the legendary Roots Crew.